We are indeed Florida Championship Wrestling. Referee Mickey J checking those shoulders. Sir Oliver Humperdinck moves into the scene, offering some comments. I don't know whether he was offering advice to the Terminator or making some comments to Scott Hall.
Brother, Sir Oliver is a genius. The man's a genius. Look, like, you see what just happened? He just broke away from listening to the hump. The hump is a brain, baby. I tell you, I like Terminator much better on his own, baby. He looks stronger every day I see him. Oh, cheap shot by Hall.
Oh, with a good forearm across the chest. Terminator, Irish whip, and then caught him with a forearm to the side of the jaw. That rolled Scott Hall's eye skyward.
Big leg, baby, right across that throat there. You know, brother, you were talking about how much looks Scott Hall's got before. He can't get a date. He couldn't buy a date, brother. You know, looks aren't everything. You gotta have a personality, and that man has zero personality. Sub-zero, not personality. A man with personality is a man like the Terminator.
Yeah, sort of the ocean. All right, Mickey J checking with Scott Hall once again, but I have not seen Scott Hall violate the rules.
Grabbed his short, it's tights right there, brother. Hump pointed it out to him.
Flat of the foot by the Terminator, then a forearm across the thoracic area of the back. Irish whip once again, caught him with an elbow into the pectoralis majors. Now a half chancery. And so Scott Hall's got his problems now. The Terminator keeping him tied up.
You know, got it. I just got a note here from one of the girls from Tattletales. They want to talk to you after. They have something they want to talk to you about after the match is over here today.
Well, I got several things I'd like to talk about with them.
Well, I'm just letting you know that, brother.
Okay, that's fair enough.
They're a little shy. They're shy.
Yeah, I noticed that. Terminator back on his feet now. Big Scott Hall. A very, very important match for both of these men. Obviously, it'll move one of them up the rung on the ladder.
The Terminator. Anyone in the Diamond Exchange keeps moving forward. Forward, forward.
Al Perez, of course, currently our Florida heavyweight champion, the Southern Force. Black Bart and Hangman Bobby Jaggers, the Florida Tag Team champions. And the Professional Wrestling Federation of America champion, of course, is the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Obviously, the big steel man and Al Perez have really got their sights set on Dusty Rhodes.
Well, you know, after they saw him get beat right in the middle of the square circle, speaking of Al Perez, the uncrab. Oh, beautiful! I can't believe that move actually got me excited. I thought, I lost total control. That was a beautiful move by Hall. But Terminator prevailed there, brother. Getting back to what I was saying, when I saw Dusty Rhodes right there in the middle of the ring for the 1, 2, 3. Man, Perez, it's just a matter of time for him, or definitely the big B-A-double-D man, steel man takes it home, brother.
Well, that's a matter of much conjecture, I must say. A complaint from official Mickey J to the Terminator, and the Terminator trying to explain his way out of it. Once again, they square off collar and elbow, and it's a Terminator driving a knee to the midsection of Scott Hall. Irish whip takes him off the ropes. Oh, caught him with a lariat coming off.
Gotta hook him, baby. Gotta hook that leg.
Big Scott Hall. Having some problems now with the Terminator. The Terminator brought him up a backbreaker. No, sir. Hall powers out again before the count. We mentioned, of course, the homecoming on May 6th. We'd also like to remind all of you in the Tampa Bay area, we will be at the Sportatorium this coming Thursday night. This coming Thursday night at the Sportatorium.
I tell you, sometimes this Terminator just blacks out. I can hear Hump from here yelling, hook the leg, hook the leg. He just, you know, sometimes he just gets totally possessed. He's a brawler at heart.
Well, the name on the marquee is wrestling, and right now he's got a side headlock on Scott Hall. Hall fires him off. Hall catches him a nice drop kick.
Move the belly to belly there.
That'll ring a 9/11 for him, I'll tell you that.
His foot's on a rope. His foot's on a rope. His foot's on a rope. Right there.
Well, we had the bell. We had the bell.
His foot was on the rope, baby. Right there. His foot's
now
on
the
the rope.
referee explaining that now to Scott Hall.
Beautiful.
Oh, man.
Woo! Wow, beautiful.
The DDT on Scott Hall.
From that, baby.
And Hall was not prepared. He was not prepared at all. 2 pins in that
Beautiful.
match. 2 pins as far as I'm concerned.
The legal one was right there, baby. The referee went for the 1-2-3 Terminator. That's right.
Well, I don't know about that because Scott Hall, at that point in time, thought the match was over, so he was caught totally unprepared. Now, watch it here very, very carefully, what we're talking about. Watch now. Scott Hall catches him perfectly. Belly-to-belly suplex, drives him to the canvas, has the man down for the pinfall, lateral press. Now, that foot is close to the ring rope, but all right, now, I will have to admit it's over the ring rope at that point. But the referee did not see it. Look at Scott Hall. He's not aware of it. He has his back to the action. He is convinced that he's won the match. He heard the 3 count. The referee gave him that 3 count. Now, of course, there is a protest and there is a discussion going on. But now watch. Scott Hall is still saying, no, it was a 1-2-3. And he is totally unprepared for any kind of combat at this point in time. This has to be a Pearl Harbor, really. He just barely turned around when he was caught and then driven into that DDT.
Beautiful, beautiful, baby.
Yeah, well, anyway, that one still remains to be solved as far as I'm concerned. They need a rematch. We'll be back. From the PWF of America heavyweight champion, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. I might point out that his son, Dustin, is still on the recovery list, and hopefully within the next, say, 10 days or 2 weeks, maybe we'll have Dustin back in action.
Oh, good. No, who cares, man? They don't care. What we really care about is when we saw Dusty Rhodes take the 1, 2, 3 right from Mr. Alfred, the Latin lover, brother, and he ain't in love with Dusty Rhodes when he puts him down for the 1, 2, 3 right here on national television, brother. You saw it, I saw it, we all saw it, man.
Well, we saw it, and we also saw 3-on-1, as a matter of fact. Well,
I was like one man was on top of another man.
let's right now, here's some comments from the PWF of America heavyweight champion, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
You know, last week the situation is the shot heard round the world. Dusty Rhodes pinned on television by Al Perez, the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez. Since coming back to the Professional Wrestling Federation and Florida Championship Wrestling, I've had to deal with a lot of adversity. Terry Funk and my own son from my Lord, Dustin Rhodes, taken out for 4 weeks in the career of a 19-year-old kid. Dealing with that, accepting the challenge of the Funk, accepting the challenge of the Al Perez's, the Manny Fernandez, the Big Steel Man. Accepting the challenge of the fact is, and get it straight, I left the National Wrestling Alliance because I could not be bought. When I signed on with the Professional Wrestling Federation, I knew it was headed to the top. You were never able to buy Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. No amount of money can take the love that me and the mass millions across this country have for each other. Now then, Daddy, I will deal with the Terry Funk situation. They say the feud of all feuds. I will deal with Al Perez and the Raging Bull. I will deal with the Big Steel Man. Because why? Because I cannot be bought. And I told you all, from the great WWF, the great AWA, the great NWA, if you want Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, come to Florida and get it.